Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of What the Haul. So in this episode, we're continuing from where I left off with the Augustinus Bader video. I got questions from ChatGPT. I've culled them and picked the questions that I thought were most useful to somebody who's at home and thinking to themselves, what is this brand? What are these products? Are they for me? I have some thoughts. First item is the Gentle Cleansing Gel with Tropical Resins. Question that came up was, is Sisley-Paris Gentle Cleansing Gel suitable for sensitive skin? Sensitive skin is a very broad term. Everyone who is sensitive has a different sensitivity to the next man. I may be sensitive to fragrance. You may have celiac. What I've observed from using this product is it's mild, it's soap-free, it's very thorough cleansing. I typically wash twice, same with the Bader. Wash, rinse, repeat like you would with shampoo. Yeah, when I used to use shampoo. I also still use a Clarisonic. We'll talk about that another time because I've been able to get more Clarisonic heads. There's nothing really miraculous about this. It's just a good all-around gel cleanser, which is my preferred texture. And Tropical Resins is an entire range of products that they make for oil control. So as it is summer, I purchased it to begin using it at the end of spring. As the temperature started to climb, I wanted to have something that was a little bit more thorough than what I was using previously. Would not rebuy. Second item that I purchased is the Botanical Floral Spray Mist. How do you use the Sisley Botanical Floral Spray Mist? I purchased this in lieu of a toner. Sisley have two toners as part of their main range of skincare, but there's one that's iconic. It's their alcohol-free floral water in the pink container. I wanted the floral mist as a step in between washing and going into my routine. That was the only reason I bought it. I don't use it all the time, but it is something that I will reach for from time to time. I keep it in the fridge. Some days during the afternoon, because I do work from home, I need a little pick me up so I don't actually fall asleep and I don't have to rely on coffee. It just kind of gives me a boost. There was a product from Declior several years ago that came in the same sort of aluminum container, and it was very fragrant, very floral, and it had essential oils. This is comparable to that, where it has these essential oils. So it's not just water like an Event Mist. This has essential oils, so it's actually adding onto your skin. It's putting a little bit of hydration without adding any weight. The next item that I picked up was the Black Rose Infusion Cream. All right, so this is like an iconic product now. So the question that came up here is, can the Sisley Black Rose Infusion Cream be used as a day or night cream? There is nothing about this moisturizer that precludes you from using it day or night. I would lean towards using this in daytime only because it has this slight pinky color to it. There are a lot of brands like Clarins and L'Oreal. They make these pinky rosy creams where when you put them on, they do enhance your complexion. And I think that's probably why it's colored. If you have combination skin, perfect to use at nighttime. Layer it over your serums, your oils, any number of things. This cream is supposed to be replumping, so deeply moisturizing, giving that skin like a little bit of volume and kind of fullness to the complexion. But what I like about it is that it's fast absorbing, it's a gel texture, it's great for this warm time of year. I wouldn't rely on this in the winter. It isn't as moisturizing to me as they claim. If you like the idea of a rose cream, look to Chantecaille. Their cream that comes in the pot is quite rich. Now, the next item, and one that absolutely blew me away, is the All Day, All Year. So the first question about the All Day, All Year is, does Sisley All Day, All Year offer protection against blue light from electronic devices? Second, it asks, does Sisley All Day, All Year have a lightweight or heavy texture? So the first part, protection from blue light, that's the innovation with this new formula. They repackaged this product last year and updated the ingredients. So it's meant to have environmental protection, pollution, the elements, and also blue light from cell phones and all of that. And then in terms of texture, it is not heavy, but it's not light either. It feels really moisturizing, but it absorbs completely and it has a really nice finish to it. It's kind of like my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream Light, but less glowy. It's that same sort of idea. Oh, it's just so nice. It's so nice. And it smells slightly like sage. It smells like something I'd season chicken with. I had to do some digging. I remember seeing this product when it first was on the counters, and on Sisley, they would have the visual there. They used to say that it had an SPF. It came out in 2005, nearly 20 years ago. We didn't talk about SPF, and getting people to use SPF was a real stretch. The customers that I used to engage with thought of SPF as only something that you used on holiday, and an SPF 15 was sufficient. When I did some Googling, I did find that back in '05, this claimed an SPF 8, and this was supposed to be your total day protection, was an SPF 8. Sisley no longer talks about the SPF factor in this product, but when you go through the carton, you will see that there are sun filters listed in the ingredients. They don't tell you the percentages, which is fine. I can get on board with that. I obsessed with this product just for the texture alone. It's so smooth. It absorbs so nicely, and again, it has that humid look. It doesn't go ashy, it doesn't go chalky, it absorbs even in the facial hair. I typically use about 4 to 5 pumps at a time, and I use it just in the day. It's light enough that I can put it on top of the rose cream, or I can layer a higher SPF product on top of the all day, all year. This is the perfect day product when there's low SPF, so fall, winter, early spring. I would happily repurchase this again and again and again because it is such a delight to use. The last couple of things are some masks. I used to use Dermalogica pretty exclusively for my masks. I transitioned over to Sisley, and Sisley is known for their suite of masks. There is a number of them for any number of skin concerns. So the 3 that I picked: Radiant Glow Express Mask, which is pink clay; the Black Rose, which is the Icon, the hero product; and one of their newest innovations, the Exfoliating Enzyme Powder Mask. So the Radiant Glow Express Mask. Can the Sisley Radiant Glow Express Mask be used as a quick pick-me-up before an event or a special occasion? Absolutely. That would be the perfect reason to use this. They describe it as soft, supple, and non-drying clay mask. And that's exactly what it is. It's very soft. Your face is very pliable as it's drying down, so it doesn't have that pulling or that tightening effect. It starts off this pink clay, and then as it's drying down, it looks slightly fluorescent. It's very strange. Then when you rinse it off, your skin feels perfectly clean. Those of you who have really congested skin, really oily skin, won't be satisfied with this. Even I wasn't too satisfied with it. It's an okay product, not one that I would repurchase. The next one, the Black Rose Mask from Sisley. The question that comes up here is, how often should I use the Black Rose Mask? I would use it as often as needed. So the idea with this one is that it's deeply moisturizing, and you can use it either as a pick-me-up, get ready for a night out, or you can use it as a sleeping mask in place of a night cream. I remember years back on Instagram, we used to talk about multi-masking, putting a clay in your T-zone and a cream on your cheeks, but really just use them as needed. And then the last thing, the Exfoliating Enzyme Powder Mask. This asks, what are the key enzymes used in the Sisley Exfoliating Enzyme Powder Mask, and how do they work? So it's 100% natural origin enzyme derived from papaya. This is one of those DIY products. You pour the product out into your palms, add a bit of water, and you make a paste. The more water you add, the softer, the more fluid the mask will be. Less water, it's going to have more friction, and it's going to tack on a little bit more firmer. It's a good way to prepare your skin before you do one of the other masks, or you can use this in place of your manual exfoliant. So instead of doing a scrub, you can use this product. When you sweep it on, and it turns into almost like cellophane on your skin. It's a nice product. Unfortunately, for somebody like me who's a seasoned AHA user, I'm not the customer for this. This is really for the people who are new to enzymes and exfoliants and want something really gentle but still effective. It's a good product. I can see its function and why people would be drawn to it. So that's enough of me rambling in terms of my experience and answering questions about these products. I did a quick little scan on New York Times and pulled up some facts about Sisley. I knew that there was some crossover between the history of Sisley and a lot of really big beauty brands in trying to map this origin story. So Sisley starts with the grandfather. He's called Guillaume d'Arnano, and he creates Lancôme in 1935. And Lancôme is originally just fragrance. Then they come up with new tricks and makeup and all these things that are still going to this day. Guillaume has 2 sons, Michael and Hubert. They create Orlane in 1954, the sons. Orlane's still going, right? But it's kind of niche. It has very small distribution. You don't see it too often. Whereas Lancôme, it's a juggernaut, right? It's a huge business. They sell off Orlane and Lancôme probably like in the 60s or 70s. I'm not sure. Hubert, he marries a lady called Isabel, and in 76, they start Sisley, and they start Sisley very much like Lancôme, just with fragrance. Sisley is still just the family. And the thing about Sisley is it's the type of brand where you can go to a counter and they can address almost all of your needs. They came out with hair products. They did the hair at the Wells Bonner show. They make men's products, sun care, deodorants, fragrances, everything. If you look look at the Sisley Instagram account, there's a lot of reels with people with like dark skin, brown skin. So they have a huge assortment of products to cater to any number of needs. You can find it in most duty frees, you can find it in luxury department stores, and they do have DTC websites. So I've ordered from them. The distribution is in the US, and so everything comes via FedEx, and it comes beautiful packaging where it's all white, and on the inside it has Sisley tissue and all of that stuff. They have samples for absolutely everything. Sisley, like Clarins, is one of these brands where if you go to a counter or if you order from their website, virtually every single item that they have on their shelves, there's a way for you to get a sample of the product. I used to work on a dark sand counter, and at a time when we still used to use client cards and actually write down what our people used to purchase, you know, we had a kind of overlap in customers. And I was always curious about what was this brand story and why were people so drawn to it? How are they able to sell $1,200 serums? I didn't understand it, but now having tried this brand, I truly get it. So if you have questions, you can leave them in the comments down below. Thumbs up. Thank you for listening. Thank me for speaking, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.